Today I'm going to show you how to make a mask from a koozie. I know we're trying to save that PPE for all of those essential folks out there who are doing such a great job on the front lines, and I didn't want to take up any of those masks, so I decided to make mine from a koozie. I saw a tutorial online, it was super easy, and I thought I'd share it with you today. So first we'll take a look at the finished product. It looks like this. Put it on. As you can see, it fits around my face snugly. It covers my whole mouth and nose, and it works really well. So I'll take that back off, and I'm going to show you what supplies you need. You just need a koozie. I'm using this one, just like the one my mask is made of. You can have a longer koozie, works a little better. It comes a little further down on your face, or a shorter koozie works just as well. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need a needle and some thread for sewing. Don't worry, it's not hard. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And then some elastic. If you don't have any elastic, don't worry. I'm going to give you some other options at the end after we've made the mask that you might be able to use if you don't have any elastic laying around your house. So we'll first start. We're going to take our koozie. We're going to turn it upside down. We're going to cut the bottom, so I'm cutting straight through all the way across the bottom of the koozie. So now it looks like this, right? Then I'm going to take one side and I'm going to cut all the way down the middle. I'm choosing to use the side with the decoration on it. The side was blank because then the decoration ends up over here on these sides. But you can do whatever you like. Just know that if you leave the decoration, it will end up being upside down. If you have something that has a lovely pattern on it, that would be great. So I'm going to take the koozie. I'm going to cut it up the center. So just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be that exact. I'm cutting it up the center all the way. So now I have a flat piece of neoprene from my koozie. Now I have these two extra little tabbies, so I'm going to cut those off just straight across. No big deal. And I'm going to cut the other one off. There we go. All right, so that's all I need to cut. Now I'm going to start sewing. So it's really, again, it's super easy. You've never sewn before. This is a perfect time to learn. You've got a lot of time on your hands. So, this stitch is not hard at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over this little flappy, and then I'm going to line up the edge of this with the edge of this. So I'm going to kind of twist it a little bit, and I'm going to line it up. If you can see on both sides, I've got it lined up like this. So then I just take my needle and thread, lined up, start right here, and remember these stitches are going to be on the inside, so nobody's even going to see them, right? So I take my needle and thread, I'm just going to run it like this, and then all I need to do is a loop. I don't know what the stitch is called because I'm not a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just going to loop it around and around and around and around and around and around until I get to the end. So I'm just going like this. I'm going to put it in on this side. I pull it through. Make sure that it's nice and tight. And then I'm just going to loop it back to the side that I was on again. You want to try and make it, a little even. You want to go to a straight line, but there we go. You want to go in a straight line, but again, it doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to end up on the inside of your mask, right? So you just keep going like that, like I said, until you get all the way to the end, and then you do the other side. So this is where we start making your nose piece. So I'm going to take this and fold it over, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to stitch down that with a little loop stitch, whatever that stitch is called. And then once I've done that, I flip it inside out. There's my nose piece, right? Now you can stop right there if you want. because that's, you know, the main piece of it, right? Here's mine. If you look on the inside again, I've stitched it there and I've stitched it there. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty, but I've stitched it, flipped it inside out. I did make a few cuts in my neoprene just to make it a little more, fit my face a little better. You can see. And then, because I used the longer Koozie, I'm able to do a little dart at the bottom that cups my chin. Now I have a small face, so I recommend that you go ahead and sew your pieces like this and figure out how long you want your cup to be. And some of you may not be able to cup it at all. My husband was not able to do that, so we just left his straight and didn't cup it at all. But if you did want to cup it, all you're gonna do, again, I'll show you the finished product because it makes it a little bit more sense. I've just added a little dart at the bottom here, right? And it's just one little stitch where I've taken the fabric, I've gathered it into a little thing, like a little, I don't know what to call it, pinched it together, and then I just sewed, again, back and forth, just right here, and then flipped it inside out. So if I were gonna take this dude, that means I would do like a little cuppy thing like this. I'm gonna put a little stitch right in here, and then I'm gonna flip it. Now remember that you've already got it's already kind of cupped like this, so it flips in a little easier. It'll make more sense when you're doing it for real. The other thing to do that you need to do is put some straps to hold it on your ears or around your head. So your elastic, you just take your elastic. I recommend you take it, put it up against your face, and then figure out, what size you need. Don't make the mistake of making it too tight because it's just gonna pull your ears and then it'll hurt. So make it fairly loose. The elastic really just needs to be attached. The only reason you need elastic is to pull it on and off over your ears, right? So you could also use, if you don't have, this type of elastic and you have this kind of elastic, you could also set it up to where you wrap it around your entire head. So you could put it here and then take your elastic and wrap it around your head this way so that it's at the back of your neck. And that will hold it on. You could also use shoelaces or string or ribbon if you have it at home, and kind of do the same thing. You might want to put one on this side, one on this side, or maybe two, so you have two on each side, and then you take those and tie them behind your head. Either way will work. I just happen to have the elastic, so I made the elastic. And again, I'll put this on for the final look of it, and thank you for watching, and I hope you have fun making your Koozie masks as well.